Yeah. Check, make sure. Okay. Yeah, we good, bro. All right, Shalom, Akim. All right, we would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to our apostles, the great millstone, Ruel. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the elect. I'm Zahavi to my left.
Yashima. All right, and we're going to a lesson this week. You know, with GMS Mississippi Camp, and we going into a lesson. All right, going into deaf culture, man. You know, because what we looking at, all right, today, what we're living in real time is our people that have chosen a deaf culture, man. Mm-hmm. You know, and this option was presented to us in the wilderness, man, going back to Moses, man. You know, so we're going to get the precept, you know, and Lord will, brothers and sisters, be edified, man. You know, you got it, bro.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. Mm-hmm. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
Yep.
That I have set before you life and death.
Yep. So the Moses said he calls heaven and earth, man. Means he calls the spirit world and on earth, man, to be a witness, because he received the laws and statutes, commandments from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know, so everyone is witnessing that Moses is presenting these laws, statutes, and commandments, you know, to the nation of Israel, man. You know, you got it, bro.
Blessing and cursing.
Yep.
Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
Yeah, so Moses said, look, I'm presenting before y'all life and death. All right, life is the keeping of these commandments, you know, and death is straying away from them, man. You know, and it benefits your seeds when you keep the commandments, man. You know, because when you go into Sirach 30, you know, because with obedience comes blessings, man. Disobedience comes what? Death and curses, man. You know, and our people live a lifestyle in this current day. All right, this is a deaf culture, man. Mm-hmm. Because they willingly be disobedient, man. You know, with the latest example, you know, and he's just a spokesman for them niggas, you know, with the nigga Boosie. Yep. Like I say, he just a spokesman, but that's how Jake feel, man. Mm-hmm. They not a lot. The majority of them won't come straight out and say that, but that's how they feel in their mind, man. He just came out with it, man. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a Rock 30 and one.
He that love his son causes him off to feel the
right. Yeah, there you go.
So Rock 30 and 1. He that loveth his son causeth him off to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end.
Yeah, and that's just going into discipline your son, man. Mm-hmm. You know, not just being, you know, no child abuse where you just come in just because you feel like you get on your son's ass, man. But when he rebels to the point of needing to be chastised or disciplined, you do that, man. Mm-hmm. You know, and that was part of our culture, man. You see, but you got it, bro.
All right, continue on.
Yeah, keep reading.
Sirach 30 and 2. He that chasteneth his son shall have joy of him he that chasteneth his son shall have joy in him.
Go ahead.
And shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance.
Yep. Go ahead.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemies, man. Mm-hmm. You know, because when you go into our culture, man, you see, the man would teach his son his craft. You know, the man would teach his son, you know, a war. The man would teach his son, you know, who his enemy was. You know, the man would teach his son, all right, all these things, man. But in this day and time, all right, what do you have the men of our culture teaching their children, man? Deaf culture, man. Mm-hmm. You know, you got third, second generation Crips and Bloods, man. Mm-hmm. Second, third generation gangbangers, man. Mm-hmm. You know, but when you go into the book of Sirach, this is a book written, you know, by a third generation Israelite that compiled the wisdom of his grandfather and his father and wrote the book Sirach. Mm-hmm. You know, all this wisdom came from 3 generations of men. You see? But then when you look at today, all right, and you see our people they second and third generation degenerates, man. You know, look what Will Smith and Jade Smith, man. Look what he's doing to his son, man. That's not grieving Esau, man. You know, they're playing into Esau's plan, man, of a what? Of a deaf culture, man. You know, because he's a damn homo. So what? That's the end of his legacy. That's the end of Will Smith's legacy, man. With his son, man. His daughter bugged out. You know, you got it, bro.
All right. Verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
Yep.
Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead.
As though as he was not dead, man. You know, so wisdom lives on, man. You see, you can pass wisdom on generations. Wisdom is immortal.
You know, there's a this thing in India where, you know, the lower class, the middle class, so to speak.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of money, but what they do is they carry gold. So like if the daughter get married, they give the daughter gold. It's like a safety net.
Yeah.
And what happens is when she gets older and her daughter gets older, and they pass that gold to her daughter, but they carry that type of wealth in the family. And now they have a very high middle class rate. But for our nation, our goal was our wisdom, man. We carry wisdom within the family. And we pass that down generation to generation, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and matter of fact, it Deuteronomy 4 and start about 5. But the law, statutes, commandments was our wisdom from Yahweh by Shemal Shai. You know? Now we understand at this day and time that we're not saved by the law. You know? We're saved through Yahweh Shai, and we keep the law through faith to the best of our ability because we're not sovereign, so we can't keep the law fully, man. But we understand why, you know, the law is in place, man. We favor the law, man. We can't wait to implement the law, statutes, commandments in the earth, man. You know, and enforce righteousness in the earth, man. You see, we fully understand, and that's us turning back to Yahweh by Shemal Shai with our whole heart, you know. You got it, bro.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me.
Yep.
That ye should do so in the land whither you go to possess it.
Yep. So the Lord presents us statutes and commandments. Go ahead.
All right. Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
So this is our wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, man. You see, and the Lord showed how the nation would react to us implementing the law, statutes, and commandments as a nation and running our nation in this efficient, all right, productive, prosperous way, man. You got it, bro.
Yep. And say, surely, I'm sorry, we shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Yeah, and that was going to be the perspective that the other nations would have when they looked at Israel running the nation off the law, statutes, and commandments, man.
The Israel of God.
Yep. You got it, bro.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh unto them as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for?
Yeah, because that's how we was married to Yahweh by Shemal Shai. You know, through what? The law, statutes, and commandments, man. That covenant, man. You know, that's how we were joined unto him, you know, because marriage goes into being what? Joined, man. You know, and it said, what nation is so nigh unto the Most High? And it was Israel. We was nigh to the Most High, man. You know, and we walked in wisdom, man. You know, and we prospered in that way. You know, it's when we deterred from their way, that's when you have this deaf culture, man. You know, and it got worse and worse every generation until this time that we in now, man. All right, this is the worst as it ever been, man. You know, you got men that don't even want to marry women of the nation, man. Especially so-called nigga woman, man.
And just to make a quick point, we in a reverse situation.
Yeah.
Because usually the Edomite woman or a woman from another nation will be more like a concubine or a piece of meat, basically.
Yep.
But the Israelite woman was your wife.
Yep.
But now the mindset is reversed. Now Eve is like a piece of meat, and Jacob marrying Edomite women, man. All right.
Women from other nations.
Women from other nations.
Yeah.
You know,
because the Israelite woman, you know, has gotten to be such a burden and unproductive, man. For the most part, speaking of the majority, you know, not every single one, you know, but for the most part, man, they got so unproductive and so in tune with the serpent, you know, because dealing with the nigga woman is like dealing with a Edomite female, man. You know, Edomite man, you know, that's a female, man. You know, she had the same mind frame as an Edomite man to destroy you, man, to suck you dry, man. You know, to cast you down from your excellence, man. To nitpick, to be petty, man. She hates to see you happy, you know, but that's the exact opposite. The woman supposed to be what? A possession and a pillar of rest. All right, now she is your master, you know, and she is a damn dragon, man. You see? And that's a part of this deaf culture that our people chose, man. You know? Get 2 Timothy 3:16.
Okay.
And because at the end of the day, a lot of the problems that we see our people have, you know, the law will solve them, man. You know? The law will solve a lot of the problems, you know, that our people find themselves in, man. You got it, bro.
2 Timothy 3:16. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction and righteousness.
For correction, instruction, and righteousness, man. You know, and this is what we about, man. Teaching our people righteousness, man. How to eat, man. You know, how to be amongst your brethren, man. You know, how to run your household, you know, as far as, you know, reverencing the new moon, you know, keeping the high holy days, man. You know, not celebrating these wicked holidays, man. You know, those are instructions in righteousness, man. Look at the problems that our people have, man. Eve don't know who her baby daddy is, man. Well, if she was married to one man her whole life, there wouldn't even be an issue, man.
There would be no need for Maury.
There would be no need for Maury. All right, a DNA test, man.
That's part of that mockery.
Yeah.
Like, this is the people.
Yeah.
Platforms like Maury, Jerry Springer. It's a mockery of the downfall of Israel, man.
Yeah. These diseases, man. Yeah. You know, if men only dealt with they women, you know, and wasn't then you had got the homosexuality. All right, where a lot of diseases come from. Homosexual men, you know, dealing with men and women. All right. You have that going on with spreading diseases, and then you have all this adultery going on which further spread diseases, you know. But the law abolishes that, man. You know, because what? First off, homosexuals will what? Be put to death. So they won't be allowed to run around rampant, all right, and spread these diseases, man. You know, and then the adulterous woman, the adulterous man will be put to death, man. You see, the law cancel out all the things that plague Israel today is because they have made void the law, man.
Yep, because the law had a system of cleansing.
Yep.
If you have a house, you have to have a system to keep the trash out. And if you never take the trash out, if you never take the trash out of your house, the house is going to be uninhabitable. So the laws had systems to take the trash or the degeneracy out of our nation.
Yeah.
Going into the adultery, the homosexuality, or anything that would ruin our nation within a generation or so was filtered out by way of the laws.
Yeah, lazy nigga.
Yep.
You know?
And those are sins unto death.
Sins unto death.
Yep.
You know, other philosophies, all those things were sins unto death, man. That was a cleansing agent for the nation, man.
Yeah, and another philosophy, or idol worship, all right, that will cause it'll start in your mind, but then it lead to an action. Yep. And an action will lead to you leaving the laws, statutes, and commandments.
And then the idol worship came with a lifestyle, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that lifestyle wasn't for our people, man. You know, the heathens could do those things and still be prosperous, man. You know, but when Israel did those things, it was death unto them, man. It was death unto us, man. You see?
Yep.
Go to 1 John, I think. The law was not grievous, that 5:3. think 1 John 5:3.
Okay.
Because the church, you know, yeah, 5:3. Yeah.
Right. 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous.
And His commandments are not grievous, man. You know what you the church make it seem like the Most High was just this strict dictator, man. You know, but when you really understand the law, when you really understand, you know, how nations work, you know, how things work according to the scriptures, you know, and you see the long term and the longevity of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, then you understand it's not grievous, man. You know, the Most High tells you that it's a day that you need to rest, man, the Sabbath. Rest, man, sit down, don't work. You got high holy days where we wouldn't work for a week, man. You know, we would feast and be merry, man. You see, we had a welfare system, man. You know, when the rich would take care of the poor, you know, by not gleaning all the fruit, man, all the vineyard, man. You see?
But here in Babylon, you dumping dozens and dozens of pounds of food that y'all cooked that day. I always nothing but homeless jakes everywhere, man.
Yep. Yep.
You know, from a restaurant, they'll dump all the food out.
You gotta throw it away. It's the law, man.
Yeah.
You know? But we had everything set in place, man. You know, arranged marriages. They think, oh, I ain't got no choice. Well, you gotta think about it, man. If a man is being raised up, all right, to be a responsible, caregiving, providing man, and you have a woman being raised up, you know, to be a nurturer, all right, a keeper of the house, domestic. Domestic help to that man, you know, y'all fall in love eventually, man. Once you know your role, and I know my role, everything else fall into place, man.
Hey, the system has to be put first, then the emotion. That's what they don't get over here in Babylon, man. Babylon puts the sexual attraction first or the connection first. The guidelines have to be put in place, man. All right, it's like an artist, man. First, you have to frame the image, and then you fill in the color.
Yeah.
First, you have to frame the guidelines, and then you fill in the emotions, man.
Yeah. Because even when you go into to Samuel's mother, you know, she couldn't get pregnant. Before she got pregnant with Samuel, you know, she was barren, which was a curse, you know, back, you know, in the ancient world, man. You know, it was considered shameful if a woman couldn't get pregnant. And she was sad. And her husband came to her and told her, you know, don't I love you more than 10 sons?
Yep.
You know, and you know they had arranged marriage, you know, but shows you that the Most High wasn't doing things just because he could do it, because he got the power to do things, man. You know, everything worked out, man. When you trust in the Yahweh Shema Shai, everything works out for you in the long run, man.
And people look at you. People look at the laws and such as the arranged marriages like that's oppressive to them as an individual. It's not about you as an individual. It's about the results and the welfare of that nation.
Yeah.
Arranged marriages weeded out whoredom. It prevented whoredom, man. Yeah, she's 14. I'm gonna say this in our homeland, Jerusalem. A girl was 14. She became a woman, or she reached puberty. She finished puberty. She became a woman. It was time for her to get married, man. But we can't say that. But you could tell your little 14-year-old to get on birth control.
Yeah.
We can't say that we had arranged marriages and women got married at early ages based on puberty. But we can't say that. But she can get on birth control at 14,
or get an abortion,
or learn how to have sex with the same sex at 9.
Yeah,
depending on what state you're in.
Yeah, they got that going on now, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, so our people chose this culture, man. Yeah. You know, they chose to stay in this culture, man, and it shows, man, because our people have came across these videos, man. Our people have heard this word, man. They have heard this ministry, man. But they would rather have this deaf culture, because just like when Eve, matter of fact, get Genesis. You know, that was the mindset of Eve, man. You know, and the woman is the ruler of the 2/3, man. The 2/3 of our people, the nigga woman is the ruler of that nation, man. You know, because there's a difference between the 2/3 and the 1/3, man. You know, this is Genesis 3:1. It said, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord had made. And he said unto the woman, yeah, have the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. You know, and then and going to the serpent, all right, was an actual man, you know, but it had the same deceptive spirit that was in Cain and that's in Esau, Edom. These self-proclaimed white people today, man. The spirit of deception. He was subtle, he was crafty, man. You know, because when you look at it, Esau has infused paganism and Satanism into day-to-day life, man.
Yep.
It's people worshiping Satan, don't know it, man.
Yep, and thinking they're worshiping the Most High.
Yeah, that's a subtlety, man.
Yeah.
He been there. Yeah, he been finessing, man. You know? And he said, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, you know, and then the trees of righteousness, man. You know, the laws, statutes, and commandments, because they were oral at that time, man. You see? And it says, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. You know, and he lied to the woman. He finessed her, man. You know, and he finessed, all right, even to this death culture. And she brought it to Adam, and Adam went for it. And now, ever since then, our nation's been in a downward spiral within this death culture to what you see today. You know, verse, and this the point. It said, verse 5, for the Most High doth know that in the days ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also to her husband with her, and he did eat, man. So she saw it was good to the eyes, man. Like they see today. See it like the brother put on Kick. He had a nigga woman, you know, that said, you know, why would you have more than one child by one man? You know, his resources only gonna spread so far. Why won't you give each child their own daddy? You know, and that's part of the philosophy of the serpent, man. You know, because when you hear there's a woman, you like that do make sense. You know, that makes sense to the flesh. You know, for the eyes, like yeah, if I have a child by different men, then it means I got 3 different sources of income coming in.
Passive income.
Yeah, passive income, man.
And then another one is, well, if a man can have more than one woman, why can't I have more than one husband?
Yeah.
You know, or even a career thing. Like being an actual servant domestically is oppressive, and you should be able to go out in the world and compete.
Yeah.
Look what that has created within a span of 50, 60 years, man.
Yeah, because Esau did was trick you out of being a servant to your husband to being a servant for him.
Yeah.
Now you go to his colleges, you work in his businesses, all right? You have to deal with his madness, you know, when you could have been at the house, man. You know, but you chose to eat the fruit thereof because it seemed good to the eyes and good to the flesh, man. You know, you thought you was on to something, man. You see? But at the end of the day, this deaf culture that our people have chosen has ruined them and destroyed them, man. You know? We're gonna get a few more. Get Jeremiah 2 and start at like 8.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 8 says, the priest said not, where is Yahweh? And they that handled the law knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal and walked after things that do not profit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wherefore I will yet plead with you, saith Yahweh, and with your children's children will I plead.
Now go to started started Jeremiah 2:11.
Okay. Help the nation change their gods.
Yeah, yeah. Come.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 11. Help the nation change their gods, which are yet no gods, but my people have changed their glory for that which does not profit.
Yeah. So our people, change their glory for something that don't profit them, man. See, the other nations, they weren't given the law, statutes, and commandments. They weren't given the right way. They was given over to worship idols and the stars, the moon. They was given over to those things, man. But we was given the law, statutes, and commandments, the wisdom from on high, man. On how to be on earth. You see? But our people changed it, all right? And it was, the results was horrible, man. You got it, bro.
Verse 12. Be astonished, O you heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, saith Yahweh. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewn them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Yes, broken cistern that can't hold no water, man.
Yeah.
These are the philosophy. These are the ways to be on earth, man. They can't hold no water, which means they're not productive, man. All right? Because if you got a cistern that doesn't hold no water, it's useless, man. Our people hang on to useless philosophies, man.
God loves everybody.
Yeah, God loves everybody. Everyone is equal. All right? The man and the woman is equal. The
black woman is God.
Yeah, the black woman is God, man. What setup does our people have today, man? What has leaving the law, statutes, commandments? What has leaving the law, statutes, and commandments benefited us today, man?
It kept us in a subordinate position.
Yeah, we
can't exist without the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why we're dependent on Esau's system to survive, man.
Yeah, we have nothing set up, man. What did Jake have, man? What can me and his brother leave right here tonight and go walk into an establishment and make our lives better as a result of our people leaving the law, statutes, and commandments, man? They have nothing, man. But repenting, we're gonna get an immortal kingdom, man. We're gonna be upgraded to God's, man. You see, we're gonna receive everything, be joint heirs with Yahweh, man, through repentance, man. But keep going along this way, it's getting worse and worse, man. Look at Lil Wayne, man. Pull up pictures of Lil Wayne right now. Pull up pictures of Trick Daddy, man. Pull up a picture from Chris Brown when he first came out to where he is now, man. Destroyed our people, man. This way of life is destroying our people, man. Look at your grandmother, your aunties. Look at their mannerisms and how they maneuver, how they conservative. For the most part. And then look at the Israelite woman that's in college now, man.
Yeah, because my other job, man, the women who are in their early 50s look better than the women who are in their 20s. The women who are in their 20s, they had one baby and their body looked like crap, man. But the women who are in their 50s, they came from that generation. Hey, man, they look decent, man.
Yep.
All right, it's a big drop, man. And what's the next generation gonna look like if this generation has face tattoos, man, and dye hair, man, and they sip lean and do all type of drugs, man? All right.
This is the latest one. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. It said, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." So the wisdom of the scriptures bring us to life, man. Because even Yahweh shot, because this word has a spirit within it, man. And the spirit, that's what quickening us, man. We're doing the things that lead to life, man. Because the scriptures say, rehearse the righteous act, and we're not going to get it fully till we get in those glorified bodies, which will have the law, statutes, and commandments programmed within them, man. You see? So that's what we're fighting for, man. To get back to that glory, man. Well, we'll never go off again, man. That's gonna be the number one perk in the kingdom, is we'll never go off again, man. We'll never be deceived all right, by these heathens, you know, to go off from Yahweh by Shem Shah, man. You know? And it says, turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it, walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee, a strange nation. O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing unto the Most High are made known unto us, man. You know? So now we understand what's pleasing to you, how about Shema Shai, and we strive for that, man. You know, even with sacrifice, man. You know, we don't sacrifice animals, you know, because Yahweh Shai was their sacrifice, and through his blood, you know, we're forgiven, man, by faith in him. You see? But we sacrifice our time, our energy, our resources. You know, we even sacrifice things within this world, man. You know, brothers restrain themselves from different things just to get closer to Yahweh by Shema Shai, and that's pleasing to him, man. You know, the scripture say if we draw nigh to him, he will draw nigh to us, man. You know, so he drew us nigh with that first covenant, but now we're drawing nigh going into the second covenant through faith, man. You know, and through faith we rehearse the righteous acts, man. You know, and we understand why the law was implemented, and we can't wait to enforce it in the earth, man. You know, at the second coming of Yahweh Shai. You know, that was it.
And with that, we hope we brothers are edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakodash. Have an honor to our apostles, the great millstone, rule well. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the elect. Till the next time, Shalom. Shalom.